computer. So, hi everybody. Welcome back to Dreamweavers, Guidance of Life Support. Here with me, Judy Kuo and Lisa Verdell. Verdell, did I say that right?
Yep,
Yep,
that
awesome.
is correct.
Perfect. So,
Hi, everybody.
hello, and I am now, and you still, we're also going live on Facebook. We figure let's just go ahead and make this support available for people. There has been a lot coming through and a lot going on in the cosmos, including
Oh, so much.
including disruptions and for all sorts of energy, including electronics. What is it? We're talking about GPS.
Email,
Yeah, emails,
maps,
just in our
text.
field, in our energetic
Yeah,
fields too, right? So
distortions, all kinds.
I know, and we're like
Mis-
echoing.
misreading things.
Yes.
Misreading. I swear I was supposed to go to Suite E today, and I walked into Suite E, and they's like, no, it's Suite B. I'm like,
Yep.
mm,
Yep. It's well, we're going through these timeline coexisting in different timelines right now. So we're not really separate, and with that comes a lot of really charged energy. And many of us who are still, if we're still on that lower vibration, and we're not aware that there's different dimensions, different realities all happening at the same time, it can really shake us off, our center, so to speak, right? And
yes.
yeah, I forgot to check. Can you hear me? Okay, I should have checked from the
I can
beginning.
hear you. There's no echo.
Perfect. We're finally clear. It took a little
We
while.
got the light in the house, as you can see above Miss Judy's head.
Yeah.
That finally showed up once we cleared the space. That was not
Perfect.
there when we started.
Yeah. So since we're doing this new, a little bit of a new format, we're just following intuition or in higher selves. So Lisa, I may need your help to checking and be check on Facebook Live if you have a yeah, the
I
second
do.
device.
Yep.
So in
Yep.
case if you're feeling, why don't we go ahead and invite some of the people that we feel like we want to come in here,
Okay.
and
Yep.
then we'll just be live, and whoever of course wants to hop on, they can comment and join us. But
Okay.
yeah, this will be a conversation, a cosmic conversation here, just bringing in some of the latest energies and having a conversation about it, and also hopefully that people can get support and feel, if you can relate to it. We would love to hear from you, if you resonate with what's coming up, whatever we're talking about here. And we don't always know what's going to come up, right, until the day of. But we can feel the energy though, brewing and getting ready, so and then I'll just have you, Lisa, if somebody comes in, and if you're able to keep track
Yep.
of that, then we can discuss about it as well. But if not, we can just continue on with our, the cosmic conversation here, with the Dreamweaver aspect consciousness. Yes, did you want to say something there?
I am looking for one more, but it's not on here, so she must already be there. All right.
Okay,
All
so
right.
just inviting people here, and yeah, we're gonna be doing this about for, yeah, probably half an hour or so. Um, yeah.
And this is sometimes what it takes. Sometimes it takes determination,
Yeah.
change. 555. And I had 555 right before I got on with Judy, and I saw that twice today.
Yeah.
And that's all about determination. And me and Judy could have said, screw it,
Forget
this is
it.
just
Like,
too, yes. But we were supposed to start here, and it didn't happen. But sometimes it takes determination and the sheer willpower to want something,
yeah.
to get better.
Yes, and also a really important part is that we're both practicing the recognition of if something is not going this way or a certain way, that you have the power to shift that reality. you can have upgraded tools that can help you and clear some of these disruptions that are coming up in the field around you. Or even like there's a lot of energies that are almost like wanting to distort things, like for example, us thinking, oh, somebody's doing this to us, when sometimes it's really us, we're not taking care of ourselves. So then maybe our emotions, we get agitated, or things from our trauma, from our trauma body gets agitated in the order for it to come up and be healed, right, and to be recognized. And if we miss that, then we're not taking care of ourselves. It can quickly become this chaotic, become chaotic and thinking, oh, maybe I was like, oh, I didn't hear from Lissa. Oh, she must be doing this or that, some. And when I'm like, wait a second, no, have I been taking care of myself? I'm like, no, no, I need to go do some self care first. And these energies are really stirring things up like that. So that's why I want to point it out.
Yes, they are. They've been
Yeah.
hitting hard. Without that support from tribe and fam and knowing this stuff, starting the journey and being able to have people that in our environment that understand this stuff. So that's why we created this group. So
Yes.
we could talk this stuff through so people would have that place. So we could extend that help out and to continue extend that help out. But we got to start somewhere. You got to choose something somewhere.
Exactly. And yeah, really good point, because many of us, some of us like might be going into this stage of like we don't have anybody around us in the physical, especially, that can relate to what we're going through, or we're being called crazy, right? Because you know what, like many of us are vibrating in a higher vibration, or we know things ahead of time because it's our gift, right? As sensitives, empaths, light workers, healers, you name it, right? There's all sorts of different names. And sometimes we are very tapped in tune with those energetic patterns and what's coming. We can feel it ahead, we know things ahead sometimes. And but unfortunately, if we are in an environment where people are perhaps potentially just in the 3D consciousness only, they are never necessarily going to understand where you're coming from, and then you'd be looked at as crazy, when in fact it's just about the energetic mismatch. There is an energetic mismatch, right? And it's not our job to try and convince them of of changing what their reality is more. This is more for us and about us. Like if you're experiencing this, there is a purpose why we know certain things, or our gifts, or what we're here to do, right? But in some of these things, well, if we need to talk to somebody who can relate to, it might not be around the people that we know. It might be I know other other light workers who can relate,
Yep.
right? And so just like Lisa was saying, we're not on this alone, right? And more than ever, it's important for us to start taking care of ourselves and start developing this awareness that we we're not here to follow and fit into the system for a reason, for a very big reason, right, Lisa? So we're
Yes.
here to,
Yes.
yeah, really go above it, because we're here to create new, right? But we can't really create the new unless we take care of ourselves, unless we start working on taking care of ourselves, getting really healing aspects that, or actually more like remembering who we truly are at a soul level. It's not that we don't know, we just forgotten once we came into this human, body and temple, right? Do you want to add something, Lisa,
But
there with
yeah,
that?
they put us in boxes in school to conform, and started filling our heads with all this nonsense that most of us didn't need to know, because what we need to know, we already will find out. It will be downloaded. It will be we already know it. So all that other stuff, all that's extra stuff that no one uses, no one wants. I didn't learn anything. So they put you in box inside a box inside a box to conform you. And then, so now's the time for you to choose you and learn how the different way to rise. And like she said, you can't always do that in the area that you're at because sometimes the other people around you are still stuck in that 3D zone, like, oh, like parents, oh, you have to do it this way. And oh, you got to have a 401k, you got to have insurance, you got to have all this stuff. And when you're like, I don't feel like I just want to make music or I want to write a book or I want to do that and you can't fight with them. So sometimes you can't be in that. So that's why we're here to kind of create that container to make sure that that is their beliefs, their old programming. And sometimes you have to learn how to block that out or get away from it. And that's what the safe container is about to help that.
Yes, and that balance between allowing yourself to, it's really not about trying to change other people. This is bigger. It's more focusing on your journey and what is the purpose of you experiencing these challenges, right? There are lessons behind these catalytic situations, catalytic, the people that are, many of us know about the terminology narcissist, right? And
Yep.
all of those, we were put in those situations, and we sign up to be in these, to have these experiences for a bigger purpose, right? And so I do feel like that now it's the time to recognize that, because if we don't recognize that and we keep playing the victim game or blaming somebody else, we will continue repeating that cycle of being in the system, being locked, right? And not only does it cause harm for yourself, but it also cause harm, it keeps everybody stuck pretty much, in that loop. And so now,
Yes.
yeah, now it's about like, how do we help each other get out of that loop, and so we can empower each other as a healer, as a sensitive, as you name it, light worker, or starseed, as well, and yeah, so this is our hope, that us having cosmic conversations, and bringing up some of the topics or different challenges that we've been facing, and also celebrate the good, celebrate the new, being courageous to step into creating, versus waiting for you to be ready. We're never going to be fully ready for anything new, really, because the ego will try and keep you safe on what you know. Unfortunately, what you knew may no longer serve you, and it's actually going to create more damage in the long term unless we shift out of that. However, our human essence, we're comfortable staying there. It's comfortable, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of
Yep.
course it's comfortable, right? You want to add something to that? Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes it's scary to move, damn it.
So
Sometimes, you got to take that leap and you're like, but you
yeah,
got to.
yeah, definitely, definitely. um, and that is something that I've seen over and over again, and even with myself. But it does get. Uh, it's not that your circumstances changes or the people necessarily. You're the one who up level within yourself once you start doing the healing work, or start having a safe space so that you can talk about things that are going on, and know that those are valid. These things help us get, build ourselves stronger. So so like, for example, if you have people pleasing, right, or a lot of guilt, for example, the people who are still gonna be experience the same thing over again, they're not going to be like, it's basically, you only feel that if it's already within you, right? The guilt, the people
Right.
pleasing. And once you start getting stronger and you heal the aspects of yourself that are, yeah, exactly, that are allowing others to make you feel guilty for something, you know. And it's not like they are purposely making you feel guilty. So we train people how to treat us, right? So
Yep.
it's up to us. If we treat ourselves with respect, we set the boundaries within ourselves and we honor that ourselves, that other people, this will start changing your reality outside of yourself. So that's been another topic that I've been feeling
Like
even like
if
for
you
myself,
if you
you know?
keep saying yes to everything, that's kind of a people pleasing thing, you know. You got to make sure that it's in alignment. Knows an acceptable answer.
Mhm. Yes, yes. So I feel like this is, uh, because we're having a conversation, it would be great for us to bring, what's happening with your life that you experience those, guilt perhaps or people pleasing, right? And how to have we, been setting stronger boundaries because I feel like our audience will want to hear hear that a bit, right?
Right.
So let me know if you want me to go first or you want to go first with that.
You go ahead and go
Okay,
first.
all right. So I will share that as far as this past week, I definitely been tested a lot as far as what is really true, what is really happening, and what is distortion. And this was connected to wanting to set better, healthier boundary as I'm up leveling in different ways in my life. And with every new situation, I'm realizing, okay, maybe I was able to set boundaries within certain level before in this other situation, and now I'm here now. I've up level, so is the boundary setting it too, and also the different dynamics. It really required me to assess what's in front of me and be able to let go of the past because the past kept me stuck of, oh, I need to set the boundary like this and like this only, and I was not getting the result as far as my boundaries being respected. So I had to really, and so this is when first, it's easy to be looking in front of you, whoever is overstepping your boundary. So,
Mm-hmm.
but once you get to awareness that your energy is the one who will help shift that, is when I started realizing, oh, gotta remind myself. I also, at the end of the day, I'm still human, so I gotta go back to myself, right? So I was like, all
Yeah.
right, Judy, in what areas have you not been honoring your own boundaries? Or are these boundaries maybe a little bit too weak, or maybe it's not effective? Whatever you thought was effective before, potentially, maybe it's not effective anymore now. So that's why I had to reassess my own way of doing boundary, setting those boundaries. Before, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like maybe some of you may relate to. It will get to me emotionally, and I'll just get really frustrated, and I'll just start yelling, right? Yelling. Why are you not like? Why are you not listening? Like how many times do I repeat this? Like, for me, this is not okay. Like can you stop doing that? And then people keep doing, right? And then
Right.
I was like, how disrespectful, right? But the truth, I know, and it kind of hurts too because I had to go through the same process and be like, wait a second. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
there's aspects of myself I'm disrespecting about myself, and that's why it's also causing me to continue tolerating something that I'm clearly not okay with. So I had to break it down and be like, go within, right? And then shift that from within me first
Right.
and then coming up with a different strategy once I got the clarity that I'm like, yeah, clearly that's no longer working. So I got to try something else. And so that is a process, of course, of much deeper work, right? But the first step is really recognizing that you're the one who's empowered to shift the energy within yourself and asking those questions. what areas, in what ways am I not honoring my own boundaries, right? In what ways am I people, like really even people pleasing, right? In what way,
Right.
like, okay, I'm people pleasing myself, but I'm like kind of masking the real issue there of
Yeah.
uncomfortableness. In what ways am I not honoring this uncomfortableness that feels like I need to be people pleasing? And
Right.
that's, so
I
so
almost
I
went
wanted
down
to
there.
say that, yeah, the awareness of that has helped me, go much further. But to get started, and then in combination with the deeper work, that I do it for myself as well. And of course, those, not so, it's not something that we'll be able to cover here, But I just wanted to kind of
Right.
get the conversation started. So that was
Right.
me, this week especially, and I shifted that, and then pretty much my energetics shifted, and then all of a sudden my reality outside shifted as a result of that, right? People can feel the energy,
Yep.
they can feel when you're respecting your boundaries and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I had the
Mm,
same similar.
yeah.
Mine was over obligation and something that I would have went down backwards down the rabbit hole.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
and so I, you know, had to put up boundaries because I was feeling obligated again to help people out.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I didn't really feel aligned to. It didn't light my fire, and it was kind of dragging it, even though I was, so it almost dragged me back in,
Mm,
and I had to go inside and, really feel into, is that an obligation that I'm feeling like I want to help because I feel sorry for them? Or is it because I want to do it because I'm meant to do it because it lights my fire and it makes me happy and that's what I'm meant to do?
yeah.
And I had to really put those boundaries down, really go inside and really think, because I wasn't honoring who I was rising to be again. Um, so it was back and forth. So once again, like you said, once I made that decision and said, no, this is, I feel sorry for them, but this isn't, I can't help. This is their storyline, their lessons, and I can only help so much before I have to step out and then continue to choose me and go back to me and pour that love back into me and move on. So, and once I did that, things shifted. But again, blocks keep getting put up because they want to block you from choosing yourself. So it takes persistence and determination and people like us.
Yeah, and that's what we need to go through. I mean, if we were just given everything, like
Oh
this,
God, no,
we
it's
would
not
not,
wasn't
we would not learn
easy.
the
It's just
lessons.
easier to get out of than it used to be. Before I would have sat in it for days or weeks or whatever, or it would have got worse. And now I have support, and I know to go inside and feel, and I've done that work. And that's what we want to help teach y'all as well. That's what this container is about.
Yeah, yeah, start bringing these conversations, and knowing that you're supported, and that of course it's not a one day type of thing where you just, oh, you talk about it and it's done. No, there's much deeper work that goes into
Yeah.
it. um, but this is definitely like this, some of the initial stages of, in the hopes that we can bring in the people who are feeling aligned to join, who resonates with our energies and
Yes.
consciousness, because most likely we are from a common, like, soul family, tribes, and you name it, and have galactic connections, and with that, we each carry specific consciousness that sometimes it's what's needed also to be able to support each other in this journey. We're not meant to be here, doing this all alone, right? The alone time when we go through that time where there's absolutely nobody around our field, yeah, those sometimes are necessary to make us stronger, to realize that we're not that to break free from our old life and old programmings. But that is very
Yep.
necessary. But I do feel like now we have come to a stage that we're being called, especially this year and then this coming up year, the coming years, we are called to be joining forces. We're called to be providing
Yes.
the support in however shape and form that takes in order to elevate and raise the consciousness, in a much more powerful way. And yeah, so that's why we're here. So yeah, and
Yep.
of course we welcome any questions, or if and shares, whether you resonate with anything that we're talking about, and know that there is definitely deeper work into it. There's more, but that's not something that we'll be able to go over
Right.
in such a short time of time, period of time. And also there is, but know that there are safe containers that we can help you shift things that in the past may have taken years, but with the higher, more upgraded tools and support, those can be done in a much faster way, in a more grounded and more loving and more balanced ways. So for those
Mm-hmm.
who do resonate with being a star seed or are open to that, that is one of the biggest tools that has really helped me
You.
and Lisa, right, as well, to up level our healing and our gifts, as well. So yeah, I just was feeling like to kind of talk about this a bit and share with people as well. Is
Yes.
you like to, yeah, are you feeling anything coming through with that? So
Not with that.
okay,
Um, and I've just checked. Nobody came in. I was looking on that.
okay,
I didn't
yeah,
see
no worries, yeah.
anybody.
Yeah,
Um,
because I want to be wrapping up in about like waiting 5 minutes at the moment. Yeah, we did cover some topic. Yeah. Okay.
I know this week has been really hard on a lot of people. I've heard from a lot of people. Um, and kind of like Judy said earlier, there's things going on in your life that sometimes you're drawing that in yourself. Even accidents of cars breaking down and stuff like that. That is, electronics going on the fritz. Sometimes that's from energies not wanting you to do what you need to do. But sometimes that's the stuff with your car and the stuff with the energies around you. That's because there's things that you're blocking, that you're not dealing with. And that's
About
kind of what we want to help you
yeah,
with.
the lessons, right? The lessons. It's all
Yeah, the
lesson, right? The
lessons.
lessons
Yeah,
behind.
the
Yeah,
lessons.
for sure. Yeah. And as far as the disruptive energies that can create all this monkey mind and overthinking,
Mm-hmm.
just know that some of the most aligned and clear messages that we can get, the truth behind the truth, they're not they're not usually they're not always urgent. They're not really chaotic. Sometimes it can be very subtle, and that is a clarity, and that's what we go by. So when you're going through all these storm or these if there's a lot of overthinking, a lot of like pressure, and just like you have to do something, that could be the
Right.
last thing that you want to do. You don't want to react to it necessarily, because I was challenged with that, and then I realized, okay, it's just so much chaos. This is very chaotic energy, and
Yep.
and I was like, okay, let me do my self care. I did not, but to allow that, you can watch it from a third person. That's been
Mm-hmm.
super helpful. Watch it from a third person perspective, and but don't feed it. You don't have to react or take an action right away from it. If nothing else, don't take action. See what happens. And then
Right.
you ground yourself. You go do your, cleanse your energy, do what you need
Turn
to
on
do.
frequencies, do something,
Exactly. Yeah.
stand
And
up,
then then you're gonna
shift
get the
it.
clarity, and then you realize, oh my gosh, that was all distorted. you know, and
I
then
had to do that a lot this week.
yeah.
I've done that a lot this week.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is that we hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form, and we'd love
Mm-hmm.
to hear from you if you're watching this after afterwards there, and yeah, I would love to do more of it. And then if there's an interest, we like to go a little bit deeper, but perhaps in a separate, different container. But again, always having you guys' feedback. We're doing this for you, and
Yes.
if you say yes, then we can do more. If if you don't say anything, then it becomes a little bit more challenging. But again, we don't want to
Right.
force anybody, of course. But just
Right.
we encourage you to feel into your heart, and if this is a yes, and this was helpful, of course, feel free that if you're not comfortable, you're shy and you're not comfortable typing it in, you're welcome to message us, right? But
Yep.
knowing how we are, I think people will be comfortable because we're pretty out there. So
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
but but
Yeah.
again,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Just making a safe space for people here to talk about this and to explore more, to find out tools that could be helpful and supportive. Um,
Rise
yeah,
together. Never a one player game, guys.
exactly.
Come
Jamie,
play with us.
come play with us. Yes, exactly. And let's engage and let's support each other. Having
Yes.
supportive energy so that we can raise our vibration and consciousness and get out of those repeating loops, right? Of
The
lessons.
support means all the difference, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So we will hopping again in about 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
excited to hear back from you. And again, Judy here, and I do
Lissa,
starseed. Yeah, and I do starseed work, helping other starseeds remember who they are at a soul level. Very, very helpful. Very, really powerful work. And is there anything that you like to, as far as you, Lisa, what your focus is?
she's awesome. She was my guru too,
Oh,
and I help with other things as well. I'm a healer and medium and a guide, counselor.
yeah.
That's what we do.
There we go. Okay. Thank you for joining, and thank you for watching the replay. And we'll see you next time.
Later.